It was a random Tuesday when I made the dire mistake of queuing for a Deadlock lobby before every player being in the same elo was fixed, with the goal of learning my soon-to-be favorite character, Viper, in a casual scenario. After waiting for a totally necessary pre-game pause to finish, we are off to the races and to the races this game indeed gets into. Nearly immediately after making it to our lanes, we hear the sounds nobody ever wants to hear. First blood to Haze, less than a minute into the game. It happens. You're focused on the Netflix on your second screen. You're eating your lunch. As for Paige, sorry, someone ring by bell. It's okay. It's only one kill. The game just started. It's gonna be one of those games. A minute later, Bebop manages to get picked once again. This time, he bravely states,
Bro.
Luckily, the duo were able to hold back for a couple more minutes, even able to pick up a kill on Mo and Krill. And 4 minutes into the game, Bebop was able to hit 1,000 souls, long after everyone else hit that monumental milestone. At this point, non-Paige and Bebop lanes are doing a superb job at playing a standard to-be-expected lane, as Lash and I make the move to pop our enemy Guardian early. We could only hope the disaster we are watching that is occurring in this other lane will not become a problem for later. The hope does not last long, as shortly after, the duo dies once again, putting Haze at 5 kills with 4.6k souls in 5 minutes. Bebop's response?
AFK. TSSSSSS talks.
A minute later, they both die for the last time as Bebop decides to crash out, stating,
Impossible. S100 vessel.
Before what we could only assume is violently cutting the cord to his router and smashing his PC, instantly pulling him out of the game, with Paige shortly following suit, closing this chapter and introducing the challenge of this game. Complete the ritual without a full team. Shortly after the disconnection of Paige and Bebop, the green lane is overwhelmed by the lack of defenders. Unfortunately, with the goal of continuing to maintain our own lanes, the best option here is to simply cede the objectives until our opponents are at a point of being easily flushed out. It does not take long to reach that point, as 8 minutes in, the Green Walker falls, and 2 minutes later, the Base Guardians, which Lash had decided to finally take a stand for, with myself coming in to support shortly after. The Guardians fall, but not without proving monsters bleed, as thanks to Lash's effort before retreating, I was able to slide in with Ebola and put the first dent into Haze's perfect record, totally stuffing their push and allowing our individual soul counts to remain competitive. Shortly after, Seven questions the state of the game, simply asking, 2 AFKers? Reasonably putting in his lack of faith towards our team's success. At this point, I boldly state my first message of this game. We win this. Because I simply wanted to keep playing without the rest of my teammates disconnecting, despite the big red text box tempting to do so. Yet, at this point, that message is only in jest. No expectations greater than inevitable defeat. Just hoping to continue playing a rough, casual game in a challenging situation for the fun of it. I follow up that heroic message by putting myself in an isolated, out-of-position situation, getting beat up by a gang of bullies, and dropping my first of a few irresponsible deaths. Seven, most likely in reaction to what just happened, decided to hang up the boots. Frustratingly, yet understandably. This leaves us at our lowest point to climb out of. 3 remaining players to fend off 6 ravenous fiends, leaving a 29,000 soul deficit between the 3 of us and the enemy. Yet I've been able to build an individual soul lead over any other on the enemy team, with my remaining allies not close behind. Could this game truly be winnable? You can only prepare so much, however, as the enemy quickly mobilizes to continue toppling our unguarded defenses. But in a brave move, the 3 remaining heroes put their foot down to avenge the now fallen Yellow Walker. In an attempt to quickly take out Abrams, Yamato flies in only to be charged at and subdued by her target. Hayes pulls out her potentially catastrophic ultimate ability, only to be quickly stuffed by the Gorgon special, leaving her in a vulnerable state as all enemies begin retreating in vain, as our tight unit is able to quickly pursue the weakened targets, leaving 2 dead and Vindicta fleeing only to be tracked down by the bloodthirsty brutes. Our potential as a winning trio has yet to be proven, as in our attempt to plug one leak, another forms, as the rest of the remaining enemies claim our last remaining walker. I foolishly come to the defense of our blue guardians, looking for a test of my solo carry ability, first by keeping my distance and dropping the ravenous Mo and Krill, but my greed took me to the Mina only to be left in a dire state, as both Lash and Hayes drop into the battle. Lash is able to take care of the Mina, however not before I am taken off the map by Hayes, leaving Lash and Abrams to potentially defend without their foolish Viper. It's 15 minutes into the game, when suddenly, a mentality shift occurs. With only 2 messages, the tone of the game changed from a casual fun game to a serious match we need to win. Mo and Krill made the mistake of reading out what the red box of temptation had been stating the entire game. Safe to leave, followed by, leave. Resisting the urge to bite back, I respawn with a new sense of pettiness, as I fly in to support my Lash and Abrams who had been holding it down. I quickly pull the target onto myself, taking advantage of the many stairs around the base to glide along the floor, pursuing and dragging their aggressors into poor positions the 3 of us can take advantage of. With my firepower and a couple swings of a book, we take down Billy and Yamato, 2 of the greatest aggressors, as Lash harasses the back line. In an attempt to take out a defenseless Hayes, I fly in only to be taken out, but not without putting up enough damage to allow for my allies to safely clean up the stragglers who choose to remain and fight long enough for me to once again respawn and finish the cleanup. The enemy team was incapable of clearing out their 3 opponents and wrapping up this heavy advantage game, and now each of my allies have an individual soul lead to the enemy's next best. At this point, we can only assume the enemy wants to continue hammering down at our base until they can wipe us out. So, my goal is to look for individual picks I know that I can win, and objectives. The walker slots can be the end of this game, as what is a soul lead if we cannot use it? First things first, I wanted to finally take the lane guardian that still remains in the lane that started it all. Without much map vision, and by showing myself too soon while pushing the lane up, the Hayes and Mo and Krill quickly come to defend, looking for an easy pick on me. I make my move on Mo before Hayes can arrive, but with his ult and Sandblast, he is able to delay me until teammates arrive to, as planned, easily pick me off. I quickly realized the mistake of how I approached that situation. I needed patience to take these objectives, patience to find these isolated picks, patience to watch the map for my next move. Thankfully, the enemy were not in a position to take full advantage of my death, as the game is only 20 minutes in and kill cooldowns are still short. I quickly disregard the lesson I had just previously learned by pushing for the blue walker, but this time, not without my allies close for defense. As I way overextend fishing for a Vindicta pick, Mo and Hayes come to her defense. With Abrams pulling away to fight Billy and Mina, Mo and Hayes beeline towards me looking for the potential game-winning pick if they can take out myself and Lash. But Lash heroically pulls the 2 off of me, displacing the aggressors into a position where I can fight in a scrappy situation. We kite back towards our base that holds our advantage as Abrams is able to pick both Billy and Mina, shrinking our 6v3 disadvantage into a 4v3 opportunity. Unfortunately, Lash is picked off, and with Abrams not in a position to fight, I am left on my own to fend off the 2 aggressors before backup arrives. Hayes immediately targets our remaining shrine, leaving her vulnerable to my quick burst, and Mo, without his ultimate or teammate available, is chased out, leaving an out-of-position Vindicta for Abrams to arrive in time for. The enemy is left with only 2, allowing us the time to regroup, farm the relentless waves of minions, and prepare for the next attack, as unkempt minions are able to push and take down the much-needed 3rd lane guardian. All is well as we continue to farm away. I managed to reach a 10k soul lead over Hayes, with my allies not far behind. We continue to patiently await the next roadblock, when the sound nobody ever wants to hear rings through the lobby.
inhibitor is descending.
They got the region. What's the plan?
Our biggest challenge yet has shown itself. The enemy team has been buffed by the Rejuvenator, providing them strength and 3 extra lives. No doubt they use this opportunity to form together for the first time and truly siege our base. If we want to be victorious in this game, this is the moment to prove we can do it. We have to not just survive, but overcome a 3v9 scenario. My fear was correct as 4 of our opponents quickly marched with the minions down mid lane, with the other 2 not far back. It is now or never. Our main priority is getting Haze off of the map. With her gone, we might be able to flush the rest. And we get straight to that as Lash opens by tossing her and Billy towards our base, allowing us to take the first rejuve token off of Haze. Mo and Krill, as well as Billy, use their CC in an attempt to lock me down, but with Abrams' charge pulling Mo off of me, as well as our proximity to our spawn room, Lash and Abrams are able to peel off and put some of the most dangerous abilities to me on cooldowns. Using this advantage, I hard focus Haze, and once the Sandblast clears, she is quickly taken care of, leaving 5 weaker enemies with 2 revive tokens. I take advantage of the enemy's target priority and the ramps of the base to pull Yamato and Mo away from the base to reduce base damage, as well as to give Lash and Abrams the opportunity to take care of Billy, Mina, and Vindicta. In this situation, they are able to take a token off of Billy, and I take one off of Yamato before ultimately falling to the pressure. Not without putting a large dent into their enemies, leaving Lash and Abrams with the cleanup of a lifetime. The enemy continues to hammer down at our now weakened patron, but the crew is able to pick off Mo, then Yamato, then Mina, and with fury in her eyes of freshly respawned Haze, now lacking allies, attempts to finish the job to no avail. After taking care of the straggling Vindicta, we had done it. We have, for the first time in this game, completed a total team wipe plus some, and our team's sole differential is almost even. Now all that's left to do is push our lead and win the game. Through the chaos, our minions had pushed all the way to their base, including their green walker, opening up another item slot for us. After the fiasco that was their full siege attempt, I want to look for those solo picks again, anticipating split pushes and looking for those last couple walkers. Before the enemy respawns, we are able to take the blue walker before retreating, when, unbeknownst to me, Mo and Krill decided to make the call to his team that I am looking for. Perfect. I know I can win these individual fights at this point. I was just waiting for the right people to show on the map, and show on the map Haze did. With most enemies showing on the map beforehand, I quickly moved to take out an isolated Haze before backup arrives, and when it does, a quick bullet gets Mo out of my way to finish pursuing Haze, and now I am able to turn back to look for the Mo and Krill pick. Lash showed up in anticipation of more enemy response, as I slowly chipped away at Mo, when he ults me, leaving me vulnerable to the now arriving Billy, but with a sliver of my health remaining, Lash arrives to save the day, allowing us to pick off Billy, and a late to the party Vindicta. This, with Mo running the urn that they now have a deposit advantage for, allowed me to pick up that last walker, opening up one more essential slot. Watching the map and respawn cooldowns, I decided to go all in on opening a hole into the enemy base, taking our first set of base guardians which unlock our last needed slot, as well as greedily taking a shrine before sliding away to safety. The 3 of us have our opponents on their heels. We are a team of 3 pushing a newfound lead on 6 opponents. We only need one good teamfight to wrap this one up. This opportunity came quickly as Haze shows on the map separate from her team, with a couple others once again pursuing through mid, allowing us to quickly and easily clean up the fragmented team. After wrapping up Billy and Yamato, we came to the aid of Abrams, who was defending against the side-pushing Haze and Mo. With that taken care of, and only Mo alive to request reports on Mina, we make our final siege to close out this game. I make the call that I will quickly solo the Rejuvenator in order to create a safety net, as we still have a lot of base to take down, as well as enemy respawns. At that moment, Mina decided to throw in the towel. as the three of us regrouped one last time to finally put this game in the books. We immediately were faced with the full force of the enemy team. Yet, despite their efforts, it seemed like they were no match to us, as we have over 30k individual soul leads on our opponents. We cleaned up Billy, then Yamato, then Mo and Krill, with a retreating Haze. Abrams and I looked to take the enemy patron, while Lash retreated to take care of a backdoor attempt from Vindicta. When Mo and Krill, once complaining that we wouldn't simply leave and give up this game, says GG end. We took the blue base guardians, then the last shrine, then weakened the patron, and out of greed I took the last fight before getting ulted by Mo, who was immediately after granted the gift of flight, at which this point I decided I don't want to throw this winning game away for meaningless kills, and went to finally end this game, 20 minutes after it should have been. To celebrate such a hard fought and difficult victory, we decided to be the better man, and respectfully not trash talk in all chat.
Yo. You guys are fucking